Hello everybody, this is Calliope, your friendly neighborhood witch, and I'm going to open up about something that I don't think I've really ever told anybody but my parents. Long time ago. Um, for those of you who don't know, I'm 51 years old. I've been gifted all my life, and when I was between 3 and 4 years old, um, I used to see spirits. You know, as we grow, especially when family members are uncomfortable with our gifts, we tend to reject them as we grow up because of society's judgments against us. I don't really see the physical embodiment of spirits anymore like I did when I was a kid because of rejecting my gifts majority of my life. Although I do see things that, metaphysical things that a lot of others cannot see. I don't see the full embodiment of the spirit anymore. But those of you out there who are gifted, who have gone through your spiritual awakenings or are on their journey of spiritual awakening, and your gifts start to come online, don't be afraid of them. There are going to be things that happen when our gifts are coming online, especially when we're around other humans that aren't comfortable or who carry heavy darkness, and still are living in the 3D and have not started their spiritual path or reject the spiritual path. There will be things that will happen, coincidences, synchronicities, all kinds of things. It's all depending on your gifts and the path that you've taken and how long you've rejected your gifts. There's all kinds of things that play into this. But those of you who are going towards the spiritual path, whether you've started it or not, or you're thinking about it, just be aware. Our gifts are different. Each human has different gifts. It's very important to look into whatever esoteric callings you have within yourself. One of mine is astrology and the stars and the planets. And our natal chart is really important to me as well. But that doesn't play for everybody, okay? So, but astrology has really, really helped me to get back to myself because I lost myself for a long time. And another thing is pay attention to things that don't make sense, like having weird smells when, my other TikTok where I talk about, the smell of death and it just waking me up out of a sleep. Things that don't make sense. Pay attention to those. If it concerns you, write it down. Things that kind of throw you off, make you uncomfortable, make you feel fear. And one thing I've been telling people for probably about a year, it's been longer than that, but one of my things that I live by, if you take some time and you think about it, fear is a liar, okay? Because when you think about it, the same thing you get for fear when you fear something is also the same thing you experience when you're excited. The only difference is when you're excited about something is the joy that you feel. When you're fearful, you get the same exact feeling, that gut feeling, the butterflies, all the physical symptoms are the same. It's just the experience in the brain that's different, the thoughts in the mind. So anytime from now on that you start feeling fear, remind yourself that, one, when we're afraid of something, it's not always, okay? Sometimes there's a reason for the fear, won't lie. And sometimes it's a warning of danger, but not always. Because we all have things we're afraid of. You know, every one of us has fears. You know, some of us fear spiders, fear heights, fear enclosed spaces, things that are rationally to be afraid of. They're rational. But there are things that we're afraid of not because of the fear of death or the fear of being hurt, but we're afraid of what waits for us on the other side of that fear because of the way it could change our life. So remember that. Because one thing that makes me different since I was a little girl, and I mean a little girl, 8 months, 7 months old little girl, I don't let fear stop me from things. I like to face my fears, walk through the fire, and let it burn me alive. And that's why I call myself a phoenix. Fire doesn't scare me. It actually drives me. Because our fears limit us. It limits our growth. It limits what we could have in our lives. And I believe that growth takes facing your fears. And one last thing I want to say before I get off of here. 744 on my timer. Is anger is healthy. It might be a negative emotion. And I have had an unhealthy relationship with anger since I was a little girl. But anger is healthy, especially when it comes to enforcing boundaries. And boundaries are healthy. They're not selfish. That is self-respect. That's signs of self-love. When you enforce boundaries, when things hurt you and you stand up for yourself, or you need self-care, or whatever the reason is for your boundaries. Boundaries are healthy. And anger is a healthy response to having your boundaries crossed. Remember that. But also remember, words are something you cannot take back. When emotions are high, intelligence is low. So take some time to calm yourself down before you address the crossing of boundaries. Much love.